Day 5 of the Copa America, and we have our first big upset. Colombia 2, Paraguay 1, and a nil-nil draw between Los Ticos and Brazil. I'm going to give y'all my thoughts on both games and a couple of the talking points. Before I do, y'all, smash the like button. Smash it for Los Ticos. Don't even do it for Deadball TV. Hit subscribe, though, because we're doing daily videos just like this throughout the duration of the Copa America, as well as live streams every single day on the channel. You can check out our social media links if you want to know which games we're going live for. And as always, guys, please, 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 especially after these games, drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm trying to see what the people are saying because I got a lot to say myself, but I am going to try to keep this as concise as possible. Before I get into the game-by-game basis, of course, our daily talking point, fraud of the day. Let me know in the comments. There's only one answer, though, is there? And that is Brazil. Brazil as an entire team are the fraud of the day. And you could even expand this to Brazilian fans who are filled with the delusion that Brazil are still the Brazil of old. And I don't know how many more examples we need to see, whether it's a friendly, World Cup qualifier, Copa America. What's the excuse now? What is the excuse now? This Brazil team, they're still talented. Let's not act like they're Bolivia. I'm not going to degrade them like that. But to act like this is the favorite for the Copa America, to act like they're on the level of Argentina, of Uruguay, of Colombia is simply not true. And that's not an anti-Brazilian bias. That's watching the game of footy with my eyes. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I've been seeing for a while now. And I'm not saying that this is the nail in the coffin, right, for Brazil. Little fun fact for you and something to give the Brazilians something to be excited about. The last time that Brazil was held goalless in a Copa America group stage game was 2019 against Venezuela. Now, do you guys know who won the 2019 Copa America? It wasn't Chile. It wasn't Argentina. It was Brazil. So this is not the end of the Brazilian national team. But we need to stop acting like they are expected to win the 2024 edition of the Copa America. That narrative needs to die. If Brazil win this tournament, as far as I'm concerned, with some of these bum-ass players in this team, how they play footy, they overachieved. They overachieved. Get mad in the comments. Stud of the day. The opposite of fraud of the day. There are 3 phenomenal nominees for this, and I couldn't decide between them, so I'm going to give you all my gold, silver, and bronze winner. Gold winner, Juan Pablo Vargas for Costa Rica, the center back. I mean, this dude had so many blocks, he could build a Lego castle. It was ridiculous. Hands down, the best game I've ever seen from him in a Costa Rican jersey. He had some shaky moments of the Gold Cup. I was watching him. I was like, I don't know if this guy's the answer, but this performance in this 90 minutes, absolute class. For my silver medal, I'm going to go with Jefferson Lerma from Colombia. Overcame an early stupid yellow card to turn into a box-to-box possessed hellhound. I mean, I don't really know how else to classify this man. And he even got you a goal. I mean, you know, if Jefferson Lerma is getting you a goal, it's your day. And it was Colombia's day. And my bronze medal is going to be James Rodriguez, who is single-handedly keeping Colombian creationism alive. 2 assists, most chances created of any player in the match. Absolute class. I don't care about his club form. Stop talking about his club form. I don't care that he went to the Middle East. I don't care that he went to Everton. When this man plays for Los Cafeteros, he's possessed. Once again, almost unplayable times. James Rodriguez. Take a bow, though, all 3 of these gentlemen. If you guys have a better nomination for Stud of the Day or Chad Watch or whatever you want to call this, let me know in the comments. Moving on to Momento grande, the biggest moment of the day. Okay, I'm going to get a little outside the box for this one. I think there's 2 that I'm going to talk about. Number 1, Ramon Sosa's assist to Julian Ciso. Ultimately was not enough for Paraguay, and I'm going to get to the games in a second. Just bear with me. I am very, very impressed with Paraguay, but more importantly, I think all Paraguayans, and please let me know if you disagree in the comments, I bet they take a lot of comfort in finally seeing the 2 golden boys, and no, it doesn't include Miguel Almirón, the 2 golden boys linking up for their first ever goal assist combo for the Paraguayan national team. That has to be, despite the defeat, a sigh of relief. It's been very difficult to get these guys on the pitch on the same time, and Ciso's injury history, Ramon Sosa kind of breaking into the team a little bit late. He's been balling out for Talleres, but only about 10 caps or something like that for the national team. And for Sosa to get his first assist and Ciso to get his first goal in a Copa America game against favorites Colombia, that is something that I think Paraguayans again, can take a little comfort from. And the other momento más grande, I'm going to have to go with the Guimaraes miss in the 91st minute. I would have loved to have said that Costa Rica's goalkeeper was the stud of the day, but I think he did have a good game. Let me put some respect on him. He had a good game. But stud of the day, I couldn't go over Vargas and I couldn't go over the other two Colombians. I just think Brazil, man, like put it on target, bro. Put it on target and shoot. Just shoot the ball. Stop looking for these cute tap-ins. And Guimaraes, I mean, the guy's borderline world class. If you want to say he's world class, I don't care. For the purpose of the video, it doesn't matter. He's good enough to put an uncontested shot inside the 18-yard box in the top corner. And he goes for the curler, and it's just wide. And if that had gone in, kind of ironically, we would have had almost an exact repeat of Brazil 1, Peru 0 in the World Cup qualifying, only it would have been, a shot instead of a header. But that moment, that was Brazil's probably their best chance of the game. It goes wide from probably one of their best players, at least when performing for the national team, and it didn't go in, and Costa Rica holds on for the draw. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And lastly, biggest takeaway from today, we've been saying for a while now, right, that this is the worst version of the Mexican national team we've ever seen. And I think it's time we start having the conversation, is this the worst Brazil team we've ever seen? I'm not a historian. I wasn't around in the 1930s. I'm sure Brazil were bad before. But from what I've seen in my lifetime of being a footy fan, this is the most toothless, the most beatable, the most uninspiring, the most flaccid, the most weak, débil Brazilian national team I have ever seen. And that is, again, not coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of concern. I don't want Brazil to be a bottom 5 national team in the world. I want Brazil to be good because I want beating Brazil to mean something. I think this draw for Costa Rica today means a lot. But if Colombia upset Brazil, if Uruguay do, US, Chile, Canada, now I'm speculating, whatever, I digress. If they beat Brazil, I want it to be a momento más grande. I want it to be a legend, a match that like people are talking about forever. And maybe they still will. Maybe they still will. The Copa America, it's part of the everyday fabric of South American society. So I understand that. I'm not going to try to downplay the reverence at all. I just see the Guimaraes miss one more time on my TV. But this Brazil side, for Brazilian standards, is trash. And there's no other way to say it, man. There's no other way to say it. People who are trying to say that they're clear favorites over Colombia, I think you need to take a look in the mirror. Now, again, I'm not saying that Brazil couldn't turn this around, but Lord Almighty, they're going to do some deep soul searching. Let's get into our thoughts on Brazil versus Costa Rica next. I've already kind of touched on this, but I have a question that I want to ask you, beautiful people. Was this game more so a continuation of the offensive inability that we've seen from Brazil lately, or did Costa Rica seemingly overnight just become a defensive juggernaut? What is the case? It could be both, but if it had to be one, what would you say? Because when we did our ranking defenses at the Copa America, we had Costa Rica as second last. And that's because if you look at the goal scoring record, they're eating 3 goals a game for fun. And now they play Brazil and they get a shutout. And I'm not going to say that it was comfortable, but it could you be saying like, oh, Costa Rica, they just got so lucky? I don't think you could. I think genuinely they deserved the draw today. And again, is that more Costa Rica's defense? Is that Juan Pablo Vargas? Is that Francisco Calvo being a dog? Or is that just Rodrigo and Vinicius continuing to be frauds? And I mean, they are frauds, man. Frauds for the Brazilian national team. This is why I struggle with Vini Ballon d'Or votes, or shouts, I should say. This is why I struggle. Because for me, you have to do at least something for your national team. And he doesn't, man. He doesn't. And so I get it. Real Madrid for him. That's great. Where is it for Brazil? Where is it for Brazil? They showed Neymar on the screen like 3 times. You cannot tell me with Neymar in here, this game ends 0-0. You just can't. You can say what you want about Neymar's legacy, but the man performs for Brazil. And Vinicius and Rodrigo continue to not do so. I mean, even Militao looks a bit shaky in the back. I mean, some of the set pieces completely wasteful from Brazil. It's just, oh my gosh, overall a really bad performance. Again, it's not the end. They're not eliminated from the Copa. They will live to fight another day. They got a point. They still have Paraguay and Colombia. Tough games. If they get grouped, hit subscribe for a 35-minute rant video about Brazil. But I don't think that's going to happen still. But again, deep soul searching, hire a therapist, order some comfort food. I mean, we don't have the best Brazilian food in this country, certainly not as good as in the motherland, but do something. Uber Eats, for the love of God. Moving on to Colombia, Paraguay. Great game. Great game. I feel like this was just a good representative of what a Copa America game is. It was physical. There was great goals. There was great saves, great tackles. It was kind of ugly at times. Overall, I really, really enjoyed it. We went live for this game. And like I said, guys, we're doing live streams for a lot of these games, at least one per day on Deadball TV. So again, hit subscribe, jump in the chat, man. We always have a great time. And then halftime's always kind of like a banter break where we just talk about random things, whether that's Colombian cuisine or I don't know who has the hardest throwback jerseys from the 1980s. It really changes on a stream to stream basis. But yeah, Colombia, am I less or more confident in my take that they are genuine top two favorites for the Copa America? No, no. I think this was a very Colombia-esque game. Probably could have had a couple more goals. Ended up scoring some of their not so clear-cut chances. Midfield-wise, just tenacious, very, very aggressive fullbacks, Mojica and Munoz, who got his second goal. I mean, now he's just scoring for fun for Colombia. I'm feeling very, very good about the Colombians. Now, the biggest L, maybe from the day, it might not even be Brazilian pride or the fact that they just dropped points to a CONCACAF team. It's the fact that John Lucumi might be out for the Copa America. I don't know for sure. He was a little emotional walking off the field. Looks like he blocked a shot from Enciso with his knee and something might have happened. I hope it's just a little tweak and maybe he's out like the next game or something like that. Because if Yerry Mina is the starting center back, Colombia will not make the finals. They will not. A Yerry Mina, Davinson Sanchez back line, center back pairing is not good enough. It's athletic, but it is mistake prone. And I mean, they just got a 1-0 get eliminated in the group written all over them if that is a center back pairing. And it's very unfortunate. John Lucami never tasted defeat for Colombia. I love him as a player. Such a good center back. Really is kind of like the Batman to the Robin that is Davinson Sanchez. Now that Davinson Sanchez has to play Batman, I'm a little concerned. That's at least how I feel about it. But other than that, Colombia, yeah, they probably wanted a clean sheet, but they conceded an amazing goal. Like I said, the Ramon Sosa cross, it was immaculate. Great header from Enciso. Even if he went wide, there was another Paraguayan ready to tap it home. And, big for Paraguay, I'll close the video here. Big decisions from their manager. Gustavo Gomez, out of form on the bench. Did it matter? No. I actually thought that both center backs for Paraguay were quite good this game. Very, very physical. Espinoza, Velasquez, the fullbacks, both of them did well. Espinoza, I think he's got one kind of semi-chance in this game. I think Paraguayans, man, you guys let me know how you feel. I feel like that was a pretty good result. Yeah, you want the win. But you just lost against the best team in the group. Oh my God, he said best team in Colombia. Yes, Colombia the best team in this group. So now you got Costa Rica, who can they defend like that again for 90 minutes, and Brazil, who can they score a goal? And you're Paraguay. You usually don't concede goals. I feel like Paraguay in a pretty good spot right now. Like, yeah, they wanted a point. They wanted to win, of course. But look, nobody's dead. Nobody's dead. But I think the Paraguayos, I think they'll be feeling pretty good about it. And Miggy Almiron, Jesus. It wasn't a disaster class, but can you afford to keep Ramon Sosa on the bench again? I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to see Sosa, Arce, and Ciso as the front three. That's what Jack would like to see. What would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. And then the Paraguayan midfield, I just want y'all to try, man. I just want y'all to run around, break up passing lanes, create a few chances. And they did that today against Colombia. I thought it was a very, very impressive showing from Paraguay. But the Colombianos, man, not only are they just more talented, in better form, but I mean, they're going to have that crowd in every single game. And you love to see it. They got Copa America fandom like on their back right now. It's insane. But I'm going to end the video, guys. Is there anything I forgot to mention from these 2 days? What is your biggest takeaway? I said days. Is there anything I forgot to mention from these games? Let me know in the comments. What was your biggest takeaway? Who's your biggest loser? Biggest winner? Let me know in the comments. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And again, hit subscribe so you don't miss all the Copa content here on Deadball TV. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow.